The annual release of Codemasters' Formula One title is a highlight on the calendar for gaming and sporting fans alike. But does it live up to the high standards set by the past games? Well, keep watching and you'll find out for yourself. F1 2020 has a bunch of new features like the My Team mode, never race before circuits, new difficulty options, and the return of local split-screen co-op. It might just be the biggest and best F1 game ever released. First up, the My Team mode. In this mode, you get to create a driver, choose from a variety of sponsors and engine suppliers, hire a teammate, and compete as the 11th team on the grid. It is an amazing experience and it kept us invested for hours. The whole game is focused on fulfilling that childhood dream of living a high-speed life of fame, fantasy, and fortune. One thing I think is important to mention is the updates to the handling model. Codemasters took feedback about F1 2019 from real F1 drivers, so now the cars feel more lively under acceleration and tight under braking, while the new cornering mechanics force you to drive more like an actual Formula One driver, using trail braking and decisive turns of the wheel, and it feels great. There are also more ways to race than ever before. The time trial and Grand Prix modes mean that you never feel like there's nothing to do. The ability to compete online is nothing new, but the ranked and unranked races, the leagues, and the weekly events all combine to create a lively, active community that feels like a big group of friends. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, the new Hanoi Street Circuit and Zandvoort in the Netherlands were cancelled from the original 2020 calendar. The FIA are uncertain if these tracks will make their debut in 2020 or 2021, but one thing is for certain, you can race around the new tracks before the teams get the chance. And yes, this means if you top the online leaderboards, technically you'll have the track records, so I guess that's my weekend sorted. However, like other games in the series, F1 2020 failed to live up to the photorealistic graphics of other racing games releasing this year. I mean, ultimately it's down to taste. F1 games in the past have had a very distinct look because of their older engine, and some fans prefer this. But it's definitely worth noting that the game is still very stylish, especially in the showcase mode. Unfortunately, Codemasters still seem to struggle when they can't face scan people. A lot of the drivers look okay, and Will Buxton looks eerily lifelike, but the Michael Schumacher face that comes with the Deluxe Schumacher edition has a heavily exaggerated chin and a jawline that doesn't look great. The narrative of F1 games have always appealed, with an irresistible started from the bottom, now we hear glow up in its popular career mode. F1 2020 still maintains this rags to riches story, but it takes a slight detour from its more traditional narrative. Driver career has had a fairly substantial reduction. Gone is F1 2019's unremarkable morality system. Now, you can spend money earned from your contract on upgrades to your driver. This feels more intrinsic and realistic to the sport, but it does make 2020's Formula 2 section feel a little bare bones if you select the shortest taster option. So overall, is F1 2020 worth your money? Well, it's the near-perfect F1 experience that we've all been waiting for. The sheer amount of brand new features and the dedication to updating the handling system just goes to show the labour of love this game was for the Codemasters team. The only thing bringing this game down is the lack of final graphical polish in general. The F1 series, and especially F1 2020, is like a spicy comfort food. It's an instant classic that's warm and welcoming, but it has a jolt of adrenaline that keeps things feeling exciting for hours.